Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to answer the big question on everybody's mind right now, which is, Patrick, what is this tag event that you're doing for Tom Ferry in the Orange County office? And this video was me sharing with the coaches about the history of the event, also the secret ingredients to create breakthrough results in appointment setting. And for those of you that have resistance to getting on the phone or calling those leads, or really want to take on a new lead source, but just don't know how to get past the hurdle of, hey, someone just gave you a script and they said, oh, all you got to do is follow the script and you'll be totally fine. And then you did that and it didn't work. So in this session, I'm going to basically break it down. What does it take to create extraordinary results with any lead type, and how to leverage the tag event to support you and create those breakthrough results. I hope you enjoy this session. Somewhere in around 2007, I was working with my dad's company, and he had this huge, gigantic space, and he said, hey, you should go take that space and invite agents and bring them in and help them book appointments. And I was like, okay. And he just said, go do it. I started, and there was 40 cubicles, these stand-up desks. We had the headset with the Y splitter. So you'd be on a headset. I can come in and plug in. You would literally be calling an expired, a FSBO, or whoever. And then I could literally be whispering in your ear because I could hear the other person on the line. And then fast forward, after 5 years, I developed everything that we needed to do from the morning all the way through the day. I optimized the whole thing for the training, the script practice, the role play, the who to call, the what to say, to book appointments all the way through the day, to take people who were literally coming in peeing their pants because they were so nervous and so scared. By the time that they finished the 2 days, they literally, on average, were booking 4 appointments per person, with the worst, most scared person on the planet. It was Kathy came to me recently last year and said,
Patrick, why don't you recreate that for the modern Tom Ferry community? We have this great office space in Orange County. We got all these cubicles. What do you think?
And I was like, great idea. The results are extraordinary when we create an environment that is one focus and one focus only. Getting on the phone and booking appointments. And we do that morning through the afternoon, and we do it for 2 days. When I got really good at this thing, what started to happen is that agents on a Monday and Tuesday booked 8 to 10 appointments, and don't even normally book 8 to 10 appointments in a month. And then they were like, why don't I just come back every month? And so I just started getting people coming back every month because he produced such high levels of results. And so I started reaching out and talking to all the coaches and saying, hey, why don't you come in and why don't you come spend a day or two with me and let's invite your clients. And then what happened was someone would come in and we get 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of their clients. And then they would be in with some of the other coaches and some of the brand new agents and some me. And next thing you know, we started creating some really good synergy. Then me and the coach would be tag teaming everybody in the office, and we'd be role playing, and we'd be listening to calls and helping book appointments. And then that is when, for me, the event took off. It went from, this is a good event and Patrick has some good scripts and strategies and techniques and he knows how to help us get an appointment. And it went from, wow, we're producing extraordinary results, literally breaking records in terms of how many appointments are being booked per day. Then I started getting mastermind groups. So a mastermind group would literally come in and there'd be 10, 15, 20 people in a mastermind group. And then I'd have coaches and mastermind groups. And then it also spun off into recruiting events. So brokers and team leaders would come in, we'd do recruiting events. I even had insurance companies booking, mortgage companies would come in. So it started to create a life of its own because because of the level of results. It's really fun. And there's nothing more exciting when it's such an immediate feedback. So what was so fun at the school would be a coach, me, we would get a scenario. Someone just got off the phone with an expired, a FSBO, a just listed, just sold, a buyer lead, an internet lead. They just got off the phone with the lead, and then they come to us and we say, okay, tell me exactly what they said. They said this. Cool, what did you say? I said that. And then maybe sometimes this is an absolutely kind of new version of a script, because last year we're going to wait till after the election. And so it's not like we've never heard, I want to wait, but there's this new thing, like a new twist to an objection. And so then as a group, we bring that up on the break and we discuss it with the coaches and with the agents and the best prospectors, and we come to a very clear script conclusion. Then everybody literally goes right back on the phone, makes the calls, performs the script that we as a group just created, and then bam, we hear the bell ringing, appointment. And what do you think happens when you go back and here's the script that just booked 15 appointments this last week for that objection? And it's not theory. This is exactly what it takes, because I saw it happen now 100 times. Because it was real world, real time. And it was across a broad section of agents from all different marketplaces under all different market conditions. And it's, universally, this just works, period. There's never been a laboratory in which that level of kind of interaction happens. What I found is the number one ingredient that created breakthrough results for an agent in prospecting. The ingredient was the ability to stand there and watch or listen to someone else prospecting, and then to passively observe that everything that they're going through is the same thing that I have to go through, that I've experienced. And then when you watch someone barely perform the script haphazardly, and then they booked an appointment. And then I look over there and same thing, and then they booked an appointment. And then someone over there and they really didn't sound good at all, and they booked an appointment. What happens when you're really viscerally experiencing people who are fumbling and bumbling through the process and it still worked? It just eliminates all excuses and all fear, and agents just press in. And of course, we will come around and we'll deal with stuff like this. They'll say, hey, Patrick, I've made a lot of calls and I have gotten nothing yet. No one's answering the phone. Oh, okay, no problem. Who are you calling? I was calling expireds. That's great. Now, how many expireds have you called? A lot. Yeah, like a lot, like 20, 30. Show me your list. Oh, yeah, about 20 calls. Oh, that's great. Good for you. And it's been what, 30 minutes? Yeah, 30 minutes. No one's answering the phone. I'm not sure this is ever going to work. Oh, okay, that's cool. So you spent about 30 minutes. You called 30. Now, how many do you actually talk to? I've talked to a lot of people. All these numbers are wrong. None of these are right. And I've gotten hung up on numerous times. Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, because that's usually what happens. But have you talked to anyone yet that actually was the right person that you had a conversation with? Yeah, I talked to this one lady and she told me that I can follow up with her later. Oh, really? And how many people did you talk to that actually were the right person? I think I've talked to about 2. Oh my gosh, you're exactly on track. That is perfect. In 30 minutes calling expireds, this is exactly what you get. And then in the next 30 minutes, you'll probably have 2 more conversations with the homeowner, and you'll now have had 4 quality conversations with the right homeowner calling expireds in this environment from this time to that time. And that's actually perfect. And they go, oh, and now they're like, okay. And then next thing you know, on average in the school, once I tell everybody and I show them that within 10 good conversations with the right homeowner on an expired with the easiest script stuff that I'll share with them, they will book an appointment on average. And then they realize, oh, 2 hours to get to 10 to get one appointment easy. And when they experience that, that's the game changer. And for great clients, I've got Josh Finnegan in my coaching body, and he's already 10 expireds under contract, listing appointments already year to date. How does someone like that do that when someone else over here is peeing their pants? And it's just getting through that experience. So it's the two things. It's number one, it's for them to see that everybody else goes through the exact same thing that they're going through. And then number two is to just endure through and start to understand what does it take to really materially get the result. And so inside of that environment, if we could get 8 hours of power within a 2-day window, is there any reason why they wouldn't have a massive breakthrough in appointment setting with all of that? That's why after many years of doing this, they just come back once a quarter, once a month. They'd come as often as they possibly could. It's the easiest way to just go hunker down, get a bunch of appointments, and then just go back to work. It's awesome. Now, anyone that's maybe they're testing, prospecting for the first time, I've never called it expired, but I would be up for it. I'd like to try that. Never called a for sale banner. I'd be up for it. I'll try that. I've never called then around listings and sales, but I would be willing to try that. I'd love to give that a shot. Please come here. If you want to create a breakthrough in one of these lead sources that never really taken on, then this is the environment. Now, for my agents who are just like, I really need to get my business moving. I have a lot of really great, successful clients, and they are super busy right now compared to January of last year. My really successful, they do all the stuff, they do all the marketing, they do all the lead gen, they've done all the right activities for their business. They're all like as busy can be right now. And then I have all of my other ones who, and coach, I didn't do anything this week, and I didn't do that last week, and I didn't, and I didn't, and I didn't, and I didn't. That group of people, we need them in this course because they're not getting the appointments, and it's February. And if we don't get them a bunch of listing appointments and listing pipeline in the month of February and March, we will probably lose them. From Tom Ferry, we have plenty of different strategies, all the great stuff that we taught them in the 100K and 100 day to do all of those kind of home value processes. I've got a great little strategy for all of the past clients and center of influence. I just call it the home service Rolodex. So easy. So past client center of influence, bunch of database and old leads and cold leads that they never get to, that this would be the time to come in and spend 2 days and rifle through that whole thing. This is a great opportunity for us to be able to make sure the phenomenal spring market with listings. I also love is, of course, the ringers, because the people that are really good on the phone, they love coming to this event. I had some of the most successful prospectors on the planet. They loved coming. One of my favorite buddies, Rod, the first time he came into the school, he literally booked 15 listing appointments with for sale by owners on the first day. Not preview appointments, not I might have a buyer appointments, listing appointments. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I sat there and listened to him, I got so much out of that. Then I, of course, was like, I'd like to role play that with you. And what I learned from role playing with someone like that was unbelievable. As a coach, my level of skill, just by watching and observing the most world-class prospectors perform live. So trust me, they will be there. I'm personally going to invite a few of the best prospectors that I know to show up because I need them to be these positive forces inside of the room. And I'll just put them on one row or the next so that clients who might be a little bit nervous are going to be like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. All right, here's what's cool. The reason why RedX was really the partner that I was needing for this is because in the old school, we had these headsets over, and then there were these cords that were connected to the phone. And then there was this thing called a Y cord, and we come in and plug in and we listen to the call. And we would be muted. You've seen these in a lot of the funny, what do you call those, call centers. Today, everybody's on a cell phone. Everybody's dialing out of some type of CRM. And so they're using their cell phones and their web CRMs with their laptops. And so I was really struggling with how am I going to help the newer prospectors or the people that really need that extra care. They're not ready to go jump on the call. They want to maybe listen in to a few calls. RedX has set up this great technology where I can now have clients go listen in to one of the top prospectors prospecting. And then what I'll do is I'll probably just have one phone where I'll find the best prospector, the best call, and I'll just turn it on speaker and we'll be over here and we'll be listening in to the call so that you're like, oh, they got the exact same objection that I got. Oh, and they just asked the next question on the script that I keep not doing. Oh, and they just booked an appointment. So RedX is going to give us the capability to be able to listen in as a passive observer to some of these prospecting calls, which will be brilliant. And we also can use some of those calls in the training afterwards so we can, as a group, go, okay, so here's an example of what to do. We just talked about that. Here's it in action. And so that's going to be really exciting. So we really have the next level advanced technology to take this, make it an amazing experience.
All right, if you've gotten this far into this video, you now are probably pretty sold that the tag event is a great option for you to be able to come spend 2 days and create an extraordinary result with appointment setting, not just training, not just sitting there, not just learning new things. No, creating serious levels of appointments. So let's just break down a couple of the simple details. Number one, it's at the Tom Ferry headquarters office right there in Orange County. It's right next to John Wayne Airport, and it is literally walking distance to South Coast Plaza for my Southern California friends. And it's in a beautiful tower. So you're going to have your own desk. So I'm going to set you up with your own desk inside a huge environment. This is where 240 of Tom's employees would work on a day-to-day basis. You'll actually have a really nice view also. It's pretty cool. And we have a gigantic training room as well. So we'll meet at the training room in the morning and we'll spend 30 minutes in the training room. And then we're going to bring you back to your desk. And then you will be able to have your laptop, have your phone, be all charged in, connected to the internet so that you can actually get on the phone and start booking appointments. If you actually had a call that was a little bit more sensitive, we have tons of additional space in there. We're private offices that you can go in there and spend some time. So we want this to be a great workstation and a great work environment for you. So please feel free to come. And if you have additional things that you need to accomplish while you're there, you will have time to do that. But my promise to all of you is that we're going to have 4 hours of power each day. So a total of 8 hours of power. What is an hour of power? An hour of power is where you spend 1 hour of focused time making calls into your database. So that's what we call an hour of power. And I know for sure that inside of this environment with me, some of the great strategies I'm going to provide you, some of the great coaches and the environment that is 100% conducive for you to be focused on making calls and generating appointments, that within those 8 hours of power, you will book at least 4 great appointments. So number 3 thing that you're going to receive is we will provide a script book for you. We've got a great prospecting bootcamp script book. So we'll have tons and tons of great script resources for you. Then number 4 is RedX is actually going to be there hosting with me. So if you don't have phone numbers for expireds, for sale by owners, for around listings and sales, you want to try out the for rent by owner, you would like to have some phone numbers to call to test out a new lead source, then RedX is going to set you up with your own dashboard with their service for free so that you can make those calls, so that you can book appointments. That is amazing. Now, for most of my friends out there, you actually already have too many leads that you need to call. You have too many of your past clients and centers of influence that you haven't called in a while that you need to call to get these appointments. So for most people, I would just anticipate that you just need to bring your cell phone, your CRM, and your laptops because you have way too many people to call that we can book appointments with when you just show up here. So if you don't have numbers, we got you. If you want to try a new lead source, we got you. But most of you, you just need to get in here and you need to be focused and you need that 8 hours of power to generate tons of listing appointments between now and the end of the year. Okay. So last thing is the price. Now for my non-Tom Ferry coaching clients, the price is only $600 for the 2 days, full days, 8:30 till 4:30. I got you. Me and a bunch of great staff are there to support you, and you get everything. So for $600, that is a no-brainer. Then for my people that are in the Tom Ferry coaching, we got you a discount for $515. And yes, probably in the future, guys, these prices are going to go up. And if you have like maybe a big group, just reach out to me and let's talk a little bit about that. Okay. In walking distance of the tower at the Tom Ferry office, there's actually two little hotels. So for my friends that are going to be traveling in, I'm going to be traveling in from San Diego. So I'm just going to stay at one of the little hotels right there so I can come in and we can be ready and have an awesome time. All right, let me know if you have any additional questions. Down below is the link. There's two links. Number one is just the direct tomferry.com/tag. That is the registration page. You just click on that. You will get any of the other remaining details, and that is where you can put your credit card in and reserve your seat for the February 27th and 28th event. Now, for those of you that you cannot make this February 27th, 28th, but you really are interested in when the next time I'm going to do that, I'm going to provide another link down below, and that's just going to be the wait list link. And so you can just put your name and your email in there, and then I will share the updates as I'm starting to get those next events scheduled into the future. So if you're going to be at this first one, I'm so excited to see you there. And we are going to make sure that you have an extraordinary experience and book a ton of appointments. Reach out to me if you have any questions or if there's anything I can do for you. All my contact information is down below. I can't wait to see you guys on February the 27th at Tom's office.